Hello, it is I, Smart, and I'd like to quick talk about Star Wars Outlaws, the new game that was just shown off, coming from Ubisoft. And it looks really, really interesting, and I want to share my thoughts about it, and just share some things I noticed in the trailer. They're pretty obvious things, I'm not really going to go into like a deep breakdown, but there's a lot of things I want to talk about. Just, what I know about Star Wars and Star Wars games, I might be able to give you some insights into this game. So basically, this game is going to be set in the best Star Wars era, that being the original trilogy era. Don't fight me, alright? I know all you're going to be saying, oh, but Clone Wars, alright? I don't care. Original trilogy is the best. Fight me. Anyway. So, specifically the game's going to be set between Empire and Return of the Jedi, which really excites me because when I think about it, we have a lot of stuff set during like the Empire era, but a lot of it is set during the Dark Times, which is between Revenge, Sith, and A New Hope. We don't have that much Star Wars stuff that's really like in the actual Galactic Civil War era, that like of Rebels versus Empire. So I'm thinking this means that the Rebels will play a larger part in the game, but not so much of a large part, because the biggest thing about this game is that it's mainly focused on, outlaws, like scoundrels. The main character is not going to be Jedi, or Sith, or Empire, or Rebels, where it's going to be some outsider, while the war is kind of like a backdrop to it, which is a really interesting idea. And I think it's something that they need to be explored more in Star Wars, and I just think that's a great idea that they're going with this, rather than just, you're a rebel fighting the Empire, or, you're just another Jedi, Jedi Survivor is a great game, but it's nice to have a Star Wars game that isn't going to be about the Force. They're probably going to end up, at the end of the game, be like, oh my gosh, the main character's Force sensitive, just for, no reason. But I'm hoping they don't do that. So, this can just be a scoundrel. You can be a scoundrel, you're going to be a smuggler. That's kind of what we're getting at. So, they say it's an open world game, which I kind of get what they're getting at. They say it's the first open world game, which I don't think is really true. Because if you think about it, Jedi Survivor is kind of an open world game. Not really, but, there's side quests. There's a big map you can fully explore in the game. It's kind of open world-ish. It's not really an open world game. It's more like a story game. But at the same time, this game has a story. It's action adventure. They seem pretty comparable. But there's definitely a lot of elements in this game that are more open world-esque. But it's not as much a role-playing game. There are going to be role-playing elements. We'll see when they get more of that gameplay that they showed off. But there's no character creation, which is a bit disappointing. You play as, what's the character's name? I wrote it down. Kay Vess. So you're going to be as a character, you're just going to be this character, Kay Vess. And so you don't get character creation, which is disappointing for me. I like character creation. I'm hoping there will be a big story choices. It won't just be a linear story. They showed off dialogue options, but I don't really know if there's going to be, is it actually going to be a branching storyline? I would hope for that. I hope maybe there's a light side or a dark side ending. Maybe you can join the Empire. I mean, I'm getting my hopes up thinking I can join the Empire in this game. But it'd just be nice to see. But kind of just based off that whole story trailer, it seems like the idea is going to be a big heist. They kind of get at that in the first trailer that they showed off. So I think it'll probably be pretty linear and just going to be about getting to this heist is going to be a thing. I assume there will be side quests. Pretty sure, just kind of based off what I can see, there's probably going to be side quests, which is great. I love that. Hopefully there'll just be other cool Star Wars stuff in this game. And it looks like the Pike Syndicate will be a major villain. We've really not seen much of them. They're kind of in Book of Boba Fett and in the Clone Wars, I think. Or maybe, I don't know, they were on something. They've been around, the Pike Syndicate. They're all about, trading drugs or spice. So that's kind of interesting. Cool concept for that. You also have this little, furry creature animal, which is apparently going to play a big role. I mean, it's just... I mean, we need another small little creature marketable plushie in Star Wars. I don't know. But it looks cool. He's going to, run around and help you do stuff. So that's cool. And it looks like, from also in the gameplay they showed, there's going to be stealth options. That's nice. I like stealth. Stealth is fun in video games, but you also have the option to go guns blazing. And they showed that there's a blaster with different versions. I guess that's your standard blaster, but it has 3 different fire modes. That's cool. That's nice. You can also pick up other blasters and shoot at people. That's also pretty cool. What else? Oh, there's this commando droid. It's a commando droid, and he's got this coat on. Dude, he looks so cool. It seems like he'll be a pretty major character in the game, but that looks cool. He looks very cool. I really like this commando droid. In case I didn't mention, this game's being made by Ubisoft. I don't really know much about Ubisoft. I know they made the Assassin's Creed games and probably some other things. I haven't played any of the Assassin's Creed games. I'm not too familiar with them. So I've heard mixed things. Some people are like, oh, they're great. I love all the games they make. And some people are like, nah, they're a terrible publisher. But all this different stuff, I don't really know. I've heard so many different things, so I'm not really the best person to talk about it. I just thought I'd mention it here because, you probably have your own opinions on Ubisoft. So, make up your own mind on that sort of thing. And it looks like there will be speeders in the game, It's kind of hard for me to tell based off just the gameplay if that'll be like an on-rails segment where you're just kind of like, you're on a strict path and you can maybe move side to side, or if it really will just be you can get on a speeder and just drive anywhere on the map. That'd be cool, and I'm thinking since they're marketing this as an open world game, it'll probably mean that. So that's what I'm hoping for. But just the way they showed it looked very on rails, like you're just kind of like stuck in, like, you know, you can maybe lean left or right, but you're just going on a set path. And then they showed dialogue options. The thing is, it was only like two. It was like left or right, you could choose a dialogue option. I don't know if they'll actually do anything. My guess is it's probably just going to be like, you know, yes or yes, but you say it a little bit mean. Like it's probably it's going to get you to the same result. So I don't know if it's really going to be yes or no, or if it's going to be, you know, yes, yes, but the same. Like a lot of games do that. I know, like kind of like in the Telltale games. I kind of like that when you play them, like, it's just like you can say a bunch of different options. They all get you to the same end result, though, because it's just a linear story. So I'm wondering if this game really will have, like, branching dialogue options and branching endings for this game. That would be the hope. But, again, I just doubt it. I don't think it'll happen. I think they'll probably go with a linear story. Again, I don't know. I don't know if they've confirmed this anywhere. This is just my initial reactions to what I've seen. Also, there's a possibility of, like, there being a sort of police system. Because, like, there's a part in the trailer where it's like, oh no, the Empire's on the run. There's this little icon that appears in the top left, which makes me think that maybe it'll be kind of like a GTA sort of thing. If you commit enough crime, the Empire will send units after you. Maybe it'll start with, like, stormtroopers, and then maybe they'll send out, like, dark troopers or something cool like that. I don't know. That'd be cool, I think. You know, like, different tiered versions of enemies that they're sending you to fight off against. That could be cool. You know, try and do that sort of thing. It'll be interesting to see how much this game does compare to something like GTA, because that's a big open world game, and it's about crime. So, could this game be comparable? Maybe. GTA 6 in space? Could be. Maybe this is what this is. You know, if we're setting our expectations really high, that's what it could be. I'm going to keep my expectations tame, though, and just say, like, you know, in the trailer, maybe that's just a sequence that you're just, oh, you're on the run from the Empire now, or maybe it really is a police system. And then, the thing that really got me is when you get in your spaceship, which looks really cool, by the way. You get in your spaceship, and it shows there's a map on a little icon. But then you just start flying in it. And you just have, like, it looked like just totally free controls. The character just, like, flew up into the sky and just kept going. And, like, just went into space. Are you telling me space to ground in a Star Wars game finally? Or like, ground to space, space to ground, back and forth? Is that going to be possible? Are you actually going to have to, like, fly in atmosphere? Because there's plenty of Star Wars games, like I know, like, in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Like, you reach your planet, you just hit a button, and then you kind of, like, go into, like, a cutscene, pretty much, and just, like, fly onto the planet. But if you really can just, like, get in your spaceship and fly up into space, maybe it's just a cutscene where you can move around. But if you really can, that'd be crazy. I think it's probably a cutscene, and they just played it up to look really cool. But if true, big if true, if they actually did do this. And then the ship combat looks cool, looks pretty standard, nothing too notable. There are plenty of Star Wars games with ship combat that probably better, like Star Wars Squadrons. So it's probably not a big focus of the game, I don't think, but it's there, which is nice. But then another thing that really gets me is they got hyperdrive. You have to, like, let it charge up, and then you hyperdrive. And that just looks cool. Like, again, it's not like no other Star Wars game has done hyperdrive. Even LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga had hyperdrive. But it's pretty much just a fast travel. But it looks very cool, where you set coordinates to go somewhere, and then, you know, you gotta let it charge up, and then you go. It's very cool. It's a very cool concept. It's interesting to see what you'll actually be able to do with it, or if it's just, you know, a glorified fast travel system. I don't know. And then they show off all the planets in the game. Looks like there's a lot. I didn't count, and I'm not really sure how many might be the same planet, just in different scenes. I counted, like, at least, like, 5, maybe, is my guess, of the different planets we're going to be able to. It's probably more than that, which is really great to see. My question, though, is how, like, big are these going to be? Is it just, like, you land on the planet and there's, like, a small town you can wander around and that's it? Or maybe it'll be, like, a small town and a little bit outside the town. Like, how big are the maps going to be? I doubt it's going to be, like, the whole planet, because that would be just ridiculous. But it'll be really interesting to see. And the nice variety is nice. Like, I saw Tatooine, I saw Kijimi, and probably some other planets I didn't recognize. But it is cool that there's a nice variety there. So yeah, coming out in 2024. We don't know when. Just sometime in 2024. Also, it's entirely possible this game might get delayed to, like, 2025 or something. Because pretty much every AAA game these days is just like, oh, sorry, we have to delay the game because it's broken. Because we're cramming too hard. So now we're gonna try and get the game out, and then it launches with like 30 million bugs. So I don't know, hopefully that doesn't happen, but it's happened so many times now. I've just seen it happen over and over again where it's like, this game's coming out. oh, actually, you gotta wait another 6 months. It's like, ah, jeez. So I don't know. Keep my expectations kind of middle. There's a lot of great stuff they showed off, so if those things just work at all when the game ships, I'll be happy. This looks like a cool game. I'm excited, but keeping my expectations kind of in the middle. So let me know, what are you thinking about this game? I want to talk about it. I actually had an entirely different video, but I don't think it was that great. So I was going to do something else for today, but we're doing this now because they just announced this out of nowhere. So, very cool. Anyway, Star Wars Outlaws. That's all I had for you. Bye.